In this video, I will take a look at why Game Week 13 is one of the best game weeks to use our free hit chip. I will take a look at other options as well, and if you have a triple captain, I will give advice on this as well. At the end of the video, of course, I will show you my best free hit team for Game Week 13. So let's have a look. So first of all, this is one of the reasons why I think Game Week 13 is a really good game week to use the free hit. There are a lot of FPL assets playing against each other. So we have Chelsea playing against Arsenal. Most of us have a couple of Chelsea assets and a couple of Arsenal assets as well. So we will avoid having them play against each other if we play our free hit chip. So Crystal Palace against Man United as well. Man United, they have been really popular in the last couple of game weeks. So Mbumo, Bruno Fernandes, even Cunha. So there are a lot of FPL managers with Man United players, and of course to Crystal Palace as well. They have done well and they have some really good value assets. So you can avoid Crystal Palace against Man U if you play your free hit. Everton against Newcastle, not that popular, but I think that if you have Newcastle attackers, at least you can avoid having them play at Goodison against Everton. If you have defensive assets from Newcastle, I think they're fine to play. So if you have Nick Pope, Dan Burn coming back from suspension as well, those guys are solid options for Game Week 13. So Everton, really solid defensively, but they haven't really scored that many goals. So teams to target as well, we have Brentford against Burnley, so a couple of Brentford assets. Man City at home against Leeds, a really good fixture for Man City. Aston Villa playing at home against Wolves, and Wolves, they are one of the worst defensive teams so far this season. So a couple of Aston Villa assets could be a good option for Game Week 13, and the same goes for the last fixture, West Ham against Liverpool. You can potentially take a punt on Liverpool. They did not impress in Game Week 12, but I think that fixture is really good for Liverpool, and probably they will potentially bounce back from their poor performance in Game Week 12. So let's have a look at a potential Game Week 15 as well. So there are some good fixtures. Let's have a look. So these are the fixtures in Game Week 15. So if you're planning to use your triple captain in Game Week 13 on Erling Haaland at home against Leeds, this totally makes sense. But then I think that the free hit in Game Week 15 is a really good alternative. So you can avoid having Aston Villa, Arsenal. So if you have Arsenal assets, it's kind of tough traveling to play against Aston Villa away, and the same goes for Bournemouth against Chelsea. You will avoid having those players play against each other. At the same time, there are some really good fixtures to target in Game Week 15. Man City at home against Sunderland. We have Newcastle at home against Burnley. Spurs, Brentford. Probably a couple of Spurs players could be good in Game Week 15. Leeds against Liverpool. So let's see how Liverpool plays in Game Week 13-14. But I think that they could be really good assets in Game Week 15 for their game against Leeds. Brighton will play at home against West Ham. So we could potentially include a couple of Brighton players, and Man United assets will be really popular in Game Week 15 as they play against one of the worst defenses in Wolves. So Game Week 13, I think this is a really good game week for a free hit, but if you want to wait until Game Week 15, I think this makes sense as well. But in the next section, I will take a look at a free hit team for Game Week 13. I will have a look at an alternative as well. So it's one team with Mo Salah and another team without Mo Salah, spreading the funds a bit more. So let's have a look. So in goal on my Game Week 13 free hit team, I've gone for Donnarumma. I know that Man City, they did not impress, so it's the same as with Liverpool. They did not impress in Game Week 12 and they lost 2-1 to Newcastle, but it will be a different story in Game Week 13. So they played away against Newcastle in Game Week 12. In Game Week 13, they play at home against Leeds. I think this is a really good fixture for Man City. So only selected by 10% of the managers, priced at 5.7. I think that Donnarumma is a really good way into the Man City defense. On my bench, I have Dubravka. He is the only starting 4.0, so it makes sense having Dubravka on the bench. Let's take a look at the defense. In defense, I've gone for a Liverpool defender, Konate. I think that Liverpool will turn it around and do well in Game Week 13. So Not picking Van Dijk, of course. If you want Van Dijk, it's possible, but in this team I have Konate at the moment, only priced at 5.4, selected by 3%, so a big differential. Double up on the Man City defense with Guardiola, 5.8, selected by 5% of the managers, so he is a differential as well. My last defender in this team is Matty Cash. I think that we should include Aston Villa players in our Game Week 13 free hit team. Lovely fixture playing at home against Wolves, and Matty Cash is the differential as well, only selected by 5.5% of the managers. Good price as well, 4.6, so Matty Cash, he is in. On the bench I have another good option, Collins, playing at home against Burnley. I think that Brentford defense is good as well, but in this team I haven't found a place for Brentford defender, so it's double Man City, Liverpool and Aston Villa. So in midfield I've gone for Mo Salah and Gakpo. I think that Liverpool will strike back after a poor performance in game week 12, so a triple up on Liverpool with Konate, Mo Salah and Gakpo. Gakpo, I actually think that he is the best value asset if you want to cover the Liverpool attack at the moment, so he is in, only priced at 7.5. Mo Salah could be a nice captain differential in game week 13, playing against West Ham. Rodgers, same as with Cash, I really like the fixture for Aston Villa in game week 13, so Rodgers, he is in, only selected by 5% of the managers at the moment, and he has actually looked a bit better in the last couple of game weeks. So Rodgers, he is in. Minte as well, a brace of assists in game week 12. I think that he is really good value at the moment. The fixture is decent as well, playing against Nottingham Forest. I think Brighton potentially can do well in this game. Last player in midfield is a big differential, only selected by 1% of the managers. The fixture is really good for Brentford, playing at home against Burnley, so Shada, he is in. Priced at 7 million, and as mentioned, only selected by 1%. He could be a really good differential on a game week 13 free hit. Up front, I've gone for Thiago, really good fixture as mentioned, and he is nailed on to start, and he is on penalty, so it makes sense having Thiago in your game week 13 free hit team. Same goes for Erling Haaland. He will be heavily captained in game week 13. I think there will be a lot of FPL managers playing their triple captain as well. The fixture is really good for Man City playing at home against Leeds. So up front in my game week 13 free hit team, I have Thiago and Erling Haaland. So on my bench I have Guiu as well, only priced at 4.2, so he is a good enabler. So a 3-5-2, I think this team is really good, but let's take a look at what we can do if we don't include Mo Salah. So this is what I'm leaning towards at the moment. I will play my free hitting game with 13 to avoid having my Chelsea, Arsenal players, etc. play against each other. So game week 13 free hit team, I will give an updated version closer to the deadline as well, but this is where I'm at the moment. So I have Pope in goal. I had Donnarumma in my first team, but I have a triple up on Man City with other players. So I have Guardiola, Phil Foden is in, and of course up front Erling Haaland. So the differences with those two teams is that in this one I have Phil Foden and Watkins. In the other team I had Minte in my starting 11 and Mo Salah. So I think that this team looks really strong. So unless you're going to captain Mo Salah in game week 13, I think it makes sense to spread the funds a bit more. I will potentially upgrade Konate to Van Dijk. I have 2.7 million in the bank with this team, so I can make some small upgrades, but at the moment this is what I'm looking at. So please let me know in the comments down below which team do you prefer, and let me know if you think there are some options that I have forgotten. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more FPL content.